hello audience. Hello audience. This is Starscape, one of my favorite games. And I will be starting a solo series on this awesome game. And wow, why don't we just dive right in? I will explain as a cutscene, for the intro is playing. So, for this series, I'll be having 3 goals. Goal number 1 will be to get a concilliator or bulwark, maybe both. Goal number 2 will be to get 3,000 standing with any NPC faction that has contested borders. So Foralkis, Kavani, or Lycentia. And my third goal will be to build a station among the ruins of Nasir Planet 2 Ring 1, as there was a large amount of players there even when the game began to die. And that's all the goals, and that's really all I'm going to be talking about. Now I'm going to edit my body. I'm going to be a masculine human being. Or white, I guess. The 2018 hairstyle. Got the tough mouth. Face. I got that corset undershirt and shorts. And let's start playing. Now, I will just be doing the tutorial for this episode. I'm gonna just do tutorial things now. Here, over here inside the where is it? Missions. I'll be doing the getting started part of the tutorial, and I just gotta go into a docking bay. Oh, well, it's already telling me over here. So I gotta go use this Stratos, I assume. I am Jobra 1967. And it's my ship now. Now, one tip that I like to share with people is that instead of pressing N and just doing this, you can just hold the space bar and move your cursor to where you want to go. And so I just usually do that, and so do a lot of the player base once you figure this out. It's very useful, especially when you don't have a lot of time. So let's say you're fighting a bunch of drones out inside of wild, secure space, and you're on low health. You're obviously going to want to run away really fast, otherwise you're going to die and lose all your crap. Now, I've got to go mine this ore using the Stratos. It's not a good miner because it's arguably the worst ship inside the game. Or at least, no, never mind. It's not even that bad for a starter ship. It's got like 400 health total. It's got rig slots for every single rig, like combat, reactor. Sorry, no, not combat. It's a weapon. It's got defense and engine slots. It's even got a subsystem. It's actually not bad. You still have to follow the drone battleship with it. Oh, I have these Pokemon instead of the string, so I don't know if I really count that as a win. But I like to see where the charge weapons of the battleship. However, let's just go back to the Citadel. Go into the little docking bay thing. Also, I don't know why, but a lot of new players, they just do this and hope that they come out and land. And I've even seen like a starter just do this. Just land on the ceiling. Alright, so we're gonna come in for a landing. And we're gonna go up to the marketplace to sell our ore. So we're gonna go to our inventory and sell our ore for 10 credits. The market's closed from like all the player stuff. Alright, so we gotta get a really nice apparel so we don't just stroll around the citadel in the universe, you know, inside of our underwear and tank top. That would be disgusting. Now we're gonna wear the classiest of all colors, green and gray pants. How awesome is this outfit? It's the best ever. Gotta unequip this and equip it. I was too fast. And here, one more thing. If you weren't here for any of the updates, you know, they added player stations after 3 years of us waiting. This is like the colonization zone. It's the only place you can build it, privately owned or for factions. And they also added resource amounts. Like there's ample red narcor instead of arcana. Inside of eternity, there's a bunch of jellium and reknite. And Nasir happens to be inside of here. Right here. This is the grave of the best station that there ever has been to live. Even though it's probably the worst. But still, we will remember the lives that have guarded this station, hauled, fought, and mined here, and explored Theta. We will salute those lives. However, there are a lot of resources here. And yeah, it's kind of it for like the map. And here are the missions I'll be completing today. I'm going to prepare for combat because, you know, fighting's fun. Where was I going? So we've got to go look for the Licentian Embassy, which happens to be right next to the docking base, since that's where people go to, you know, leave the Citadel and set out on their adventures. Oh, I forgot I have to read that out. Either way, I'm glad you took the time to stop by our bastion of democracy. Are you familiar with the Federation? I've heard of it. The Licentian Federation is the eldest great power in the galaxy, and the only domain where true freedom exists. While the other great powers exercise authority over their citizens, our power exists by the authority of our people. Our territory is situated about the galactic inner northeast, and when you have the time, you must visit Licentia Prime. The beauty of our home is unparalleled throughout the galaxy. But the values of our free... Okay, this is boring. You guys can just like pause the video and read it. I'll just give you like 5 seconds each. I'm not reading all that. Personally, I don't like the Licentians because they have a faction in there that caused the market to close down, probably for the rest of its existence. Probably for the rest of the game's existence. Now, I'm gonna talk to this guy, you know. I can't I can't decide what not to hear. Whatever. Just pause the video if you want to read this. Anyways, as I was saying, the Licentians, they have this faction called TSC, who caused the market to close because they duped a bunch of stuff. Like, here, let me go show you. There's a lot of these items they have duplicated, and right now, what I believe, no, they're all inside of colonization zone Gamma. Small zone of space open to colonization by Corsac. Privately owned structures can be deployed here. There was originally going to be a giant raid that was going to occur to siege all of Gamma to free it from TSC's rule. However, I love the Kavani. They're the best. They're just the best. They have never had their staging grounds taken. There has never been no, never mind. They actually have had losses before, but they're still awesome. But they always make a comeback, and their ships are so good that every other faction uses them. Like the Licentians, TSC, they all use the concilliator, and even I do. They're the best. Like the edict is used for piracy, and so is adjudicator. They're all really just jacks of all trades. Here, I'll read this up because they're so awesome. Okay, just ignore that. The High Council directs resources towards the continued advancement of our technology. It is not through sheer force or numbers alone that we maintain our borders, but rather through our superior tactics and ships. While it is true our research is not as deep as the Federation, we have been a pillar of this galaxy for ages, and we shall outlast the others long into the future. There was a time where we isolated ourselves fully from the others and worked only within our borders. That time has long since passed. The threats to our mandate are numerous and great. If you desire to help us defend our vision of society, the sovereign navy is always looking for worthy pilots. I need to enlist. Alright, whatever. 3,000 standing with the Kavani mandates. Trade Union Office. I don't know how, but someone previously, they took the time out of their lives to get negative 2,000 standing with the trade union. Here, just pause again if you want to read this. I'm not going to read any of this. And I'm sure none of you guys are going to either. So don't go down into the comments and say I don't have a low attention span. I mean, whatever. You get the points. I'm supposed to be going up to the kiosk over at the lower level. However, Starscape has been dying recently. There's only like 30 players online. Oh, I can say no. Wow, rude. But who am I kidding? I was going to tell you about our little cooperative either way. Fine. The trade union is different, like the newest factions of the game. Or at least NPC faction. I represent the Galactic Mining Guild. We are a mining cooperative located in Korea, the inner edge of wild space. We have a small cluster of systems under our jurisdiction, but most of our associates spend most of the time out in wild space looking for rare ores. No matter who you choose to align yourself with, we're happy to get you a career as wilds. Okay, whatever. In particular, we have designed a special line of combination miner hauler spacecraft for those lengthy mining expeditions where cargo space is of great importance. Will you get fabulously wealthy? Yeah, you might. You might also get blown up by pirates or drones. We can't really help with that. The mining, yeah, we can help with that. Getting the quarry takes a while by warp alone, so I'd recommend hopping on the warp relay mech we're at Shield and saving yourself a bunch of time if you want to come visit. I feel bad for being rude to him and saying no. John Doe. Yes, matter of fact, I am new here. Who are you? This syndicate is also, one of the awesome factions. I like them. They sell light burners, which are really good for getting out of situations or going into situations. They can teleport. No, not teleport, but send you 4 kilometers ahead of you. It can go up to 6 with ancient ones, which come from ancient beacons. I'm gonna go read this out. I work for the Syndicate. If you ever got some special cargo and need a place to unload it, bring it up north to us. And if you ever need a fast, discreet ship, again, just go up north. We make good stuff. The system name is Syndica. Can't miss it. But if you do come to visit us, be sure to either bring a fast ship, a strong one, or both. Corsic won't protect you along the way. It gets pretty dicey with pirates. Oh, and if you're ever in trouble with the Syndicate, I can fix that up for you if you bribe me. Well, I want to stay with the Kavanis, so Kavani. Bye-bye. Wow, I'm rich now. So, what I prefer to do is, I usually just get a fighter first for a spacecraft. But unfortunately, the Citadel doesn't sell spacecraft at the moment. Because, the player market is closed. So I've actually got to go to a different system and do this. Oh wait, I didn't even do prepare for combat. I just did explore the galaxy. Okay, track mission. Talk to Eros Tortelli, the Corsic field office, in the lower level of the Citadel. I can't believe I'm the only person at the Citadel. There's usually like at least 20 or 10 people when the game wasn't really dead. It used to average 100, but ever since the update dropped, it went to 300 and now back down to 3. It went 10 times lower. Alright. Gotta get our Stratos. We gotta go to Concord. I wonder what ship that is. Oh, it's a Stratos. The starter. I haven't seen, any new players come into Starscape for a long time. Is this the old warp animation? I could have sworn that this is a new one. Is this thing just really low quality for no reason? Or am I just like not remembering things right? Commercial, okay. Where's the star at? Is there no star in this system? Wait. Oh no, I know what's going on. My graphics are at low. No, they're actually at high. Gonna have to go into the docking bay. And this isn't even where the mission is. I'm just coming here to buy a ship. Okay, all the way back to the docking. With the market falling, it's gonna be a lot harder to even get a concilliator. Because I'm gonna have to get, like, how much standing? I think I'm gonna need, like maybe 4,500 standing. Wow. It's a lot. Now, this is going to be the only time that you're ever going to fight drones inside of a core system. Or pirates. I actually forgot if they added pirates to this. Now, these are the old models. For Alkiss, Licentia. There's no Kalani shit here. Corsic Black Box. It should do for a system this close to the core if not found any unusual activity. Captain Tortilla, be pleased to note this asteroid field is way big. Do you see that reading? We need to get out of here now before end of log. Gulp to light fighters. I don't know how these guys even died to light fighters. Oof. These two missions? I even do these two. Also, myself, my war. Piracy. We know piracy. I hate piracy, but nobody playing. Instead. It's a long walk. The little blue orb guiding thing is pretty advanced. Finds the quickest routes to, to a place you actually have to go. Back already to find out what happened to the patrol. The patrol is ambushed by drones. I never thought I would see the days that the drones would come so close to the core. The drones have always been a threat, but they've always been on the fringes of society. For an attack to occur so close, it could be the start of something much worse. Corsic will need to get to the bottom of this before it gets out of hand. We've proven in combat, which is a lot more than our pilots can say. If you want to help us figure out what's going on, you know where to find me. Alright, this will be the end of the first episode of my solo Starscape series. Why am I looking at the sun? It's like bludgeoning my face out. It's so bright. Anywho, end of the video. Bye-bye. I hope you enjoyed this. Bye.